Well, TradingView. I am quite flattered that you think I qualify as a professional subscriber, a professional trader, but um, I don't think so. I don't know what legally commercial. Let's see. No, I am not a professional subscriber, TradingView. I'm flattered that you think I am, though. Nope. Back to markets. Okay. So we had Powell in the morning. We had Powell in the morning. We have this little scenario. Let's outline the lunch buy side and sell side. So lunch. We have lunch sell side. And gonna call this the lunch buy side. You know, this is price action is actually looking a lot like yesterday, right after lunch. See it right here? Kind of just curled up. It was a really gross price. That's not fun. Okay, so on the hourly, you can see we came down. Kind of just took liquidity. Came in and filled in the rest of this BISI. Looks like we almost touched the top of that breaker from the other day. So we cleared out the sell side in the morning and the buy side. Opening range gap. So since we took the high on the previous day's candle and we retraced lower, I'm gonna expect today to be a down close day. I think I'm still gonna kind of use these two levels as my like barometer on whether we're gonna close or down close. You know, this is the new day opening gap, so it'll be an up close candle going above that. We have this swing high on the hour, 15-minute, and I guess it's the hourly. It's not a swing on the hourly, but on the 15 minutes, a swing high. It's not the lunch buy side, but if we took it and reversed, I would like that. Even though on the downside, on this lower leg, this is clearly a buy program. You know, just we're coming up, respecting the bullish PD arrays on your way up. Seeing this curvature right here, I really don't like that. That's annoying and gross. I'll show you yesterday. We had that here yesterday, right here, yeah. And this was all just gross price action. It wasn't even worth trying to trade, in my opinion. You know, yeah, so when price was like that yesterday, it turned out to be a pretty bad PM session. We also have Powell speaking tomorrow, so, you know, he's back to back. Yeah, so we just got to keep it in mind. This morning was a good setup. I'm gonna go over the dollar real quick. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Whoa. Dollar is still moving lower. Yeah, so we're kind of doing what I said. We couldn't close a candle body above 50% of this balanced price range. And we're retracing. So interested. If it keeps going lower and takes this low, I could see further down, like a lot more downside. I kind of opened up this morning talking about how we're going to need a little more information on the dollar. But this was a pretty crucial area because I've started to close candles in the upper quarter of this SIBI. Thought we were going to return higher to this volume imbalance. I said we'd cross that road when it gets there, but okay, so dollar looks like it's gonna go lower. I really only look at the dollar on the higher time frames. I'd try not to get too caught up in its lower time frame price. Yes. Looking pretty similar to the NASDAQ. ES is going above these highs, NASDAQ isn't. This is interesting. If you notice on ES, this right before this drop, ES failed to take that swing high, made a lower high. NASDAQ came up above the candle wick and took it. NASDAQ's finally gone above it. I wouldn't want to try and take anything long while we're below these two levels. If we get above them, that could be a different story. But right now, do not want to try go long while under them. Even though this is kind of on the higher time frames, so like the 4 hour, kind of wanted a little deeper of a retracement before going up and taking this buy side, but in relation to how much we moved the other day, I think that is probably sufficient of a retracement, depending on how badly it wants it. So on both indices, we are above that swing high before the drop. I like that. Okay, I care more about whether we're over the new day opening gap than the opening range gap. Just a little FYI. I think I'd like to target the high of day. If we can get the dollar to continue some downside. Notice how we stopped right at the consequent encroachment of the opening range gap. I like this because you can see the dollar turning around. It failed to take that high. We're above the opening day gap. We didn't really have much. I'm gonna remove that real quick. We didn't have much in terms of inefficiency down here. Next one is down there below this new day opening gap, and I wouldn't want it after coming up above to retrace that low below the new day opening gap. On the 5 minute, I'd like to see that as a breakaway. It's a tight stop. I think it makes sense. I like it. Or the market structure shift on the 5 minute. I want to see this candle expand well above these highs now. And if it gets above these highs, I want it to continue. I don't want to see any kind of pullback. Again, we have the dollar dropping. Gonna exit that. I didn't. You can kind of tell pretty early how like it wants to. It's really hard to describe how it wants to behave off, or how it's supposed to behave off certain fair value gaps. Let's look at the other time frames. 2 minutes. So this is also this 2 minute fair value gap. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back to the one. A wider stop for that would have been acceptable, is below this candle, but I can kind of feel myself like wanting to like win back that like quote loss this morning. So just want to make sure I'm not too eager, jumping into anything too eagerly. I got the 2 minute fair value gap. We came down, touch the bottom of this opening range gap really nicely. Yeah, well, what made me exit too was the response off this fair value gap when we came all the way up to this high and then closed very weakly. Watching it come up there, I would have wanted to see it close there, and I probably wouldn't have exited if we closed at the top of that wick. But the fact that we left the fair value gap and then came back, I didn't like that. Coming down on the 5 minute, this could just be an immediate rebalance on the 5 minute. And if that is what was happening, the next few candles we should see it really shoot up if that is truly what's happening. So because we just had that 5 minute close, so this next 5 minute candle should be going a lot higher if that is in case what's happening. Let's look at the 2 minute again. Still respecting that with the bodies. So 2 minute still respecting. You see the bodies on the 2 minute are even respecting. At least this one respected consequent encroachment. Let's see how this one closes. So he came down, closed under this 1 minute. It's really the 2. Yeah, see the body on the 2 came up, closed above. Okay. We definitely want to see us expand now to the upside. So we'll look at notice how it didn't make any kind of fair value gap to the downside. That's what I'm watching. I want to see this act as an order block. I don't want to see it come anywhere past close, anywhere past mean threshold. That's where I have the stop. Maybe I think it's the dollar. I need the dollar to drop a little lower. Again, mean threshold, we don't want a body to close above the mean threshold. I really need to start expanding here. Off of that mean threshold. Dollar, looks like it's going up. I don't really like that. I want to see how it reacts. Just blows right through that fair value gap. I want to see us close above it. Okay. I don't want to see us close below it now. If that happens, then I'm going to exit this trade. Okay, we closed above it. We need to expand off that fair value gap. I don't like how the dollar isn't going lower just yet. So if we do close a candle below that fair value gap, I'd probably exit because I definitely wouldn't really understand what's happening right now. Okay, where's... Yeah, I need to figure out exactly how many ticks. It's 40 ticks, 10 handles. I'm also going to do that. No, what's 10 handles? Yeah, measure this out. Yeah, it's 40. So you know I don't trade ES. I mean, that makes sense. 4 times 10. I'm happy. I'm okay with that just because I don't like this 1, 2, 3 top. Okay, maybe I'm not okay with that. Maybe we rush the stop a little on that. Let's see. It's just a really high resistant. I feel like it wants to go up. It's just not really doing it in a way that's super clean. You can see NASDAQ's making this high right here, but ES is struggling. So I got I still think it's going up. Actually, this dollar, I think the dollar, yeah. Okay, we're gonna sit on the sidelines and wait for a little more info. Because everything looks like to the upside except for the fact that the dollar is like making higher highs. Yeah, this also isn't everything's. You don't have a lot of things coinciding. You have this lower low on ES. You have the dollar going up. You don't want to try and take a long when the dollar's going up. I'm fine with just watching this one. Even though we did get a little bit of a few losses, just kind of fiddling around with it, but see the mean threshold still holding price off. Okay, so I'm wondering now that the dollar came up and took these highs, will it turn around or will it continue? So if it turns around, it could give NASDAQ permission to finally go up. It's still going. Still going higher. See that 2 minute fair value gap was respected pretty nicely. Okay, here we go. There goes NASDAQ. Okay, so this one looks like we were possibly in the silver bullet, and we kind of got scared out of it. Still okay, which is kind of watching this because I'm not super confident about it. What really scared me out there was the dollar movement and then the ES not being able to make that higher high. Five minutes having trouble closing above that 50% of that opening range. Two-minute fair value gap is putting in work. You could say that's the silver bullet. Gave us 10 handles. I don't know if I like it as that yet. Damn. indices will always bow to the dollar. Still kind of holding off. I want more confidence in what is about to happen. You can see we came down into this inefficiency. There's also an inefficiency on the 5-minute and the 15. Still haven't had a 5-minute break in structure. Damn, so 2-minute about to act as an inversion. Six-minute. Notice how the 5-minute candles are really, really struggling to close a body over the 50% of this opening range gap. If this 5-minute candle that's printing now could expand above this down close candle, I would like that. I'd consider that these 3 candles as a sort of an order block. But I just don't know if we're going to get that. What a wild PM session, silver bullet. Well, the 2-minute. Nope. Okay. Dollar's not turning around. Still climbing. I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm wondering if on the hourly we're treating this as an order block. Sub close candle. That means we're going to send it lower. You can even see on the 5-minute that up close candle and that wick, these 2 up close candles that make kind of that breaker. So we came right in right there. We're kind of like right at the bottom of it. So if that's the 5-minute breaker, yeah. Yeah, nothing too obvious right now. I mean, if you want to consider it, this 2-minute fair value gap delivered 10 handles. So if you want to call that the silver bullet, you can. Whoa, not chrome help. I don't know if I would though. I mean, it's not like obvious. I think like when I don't want to like say something's a silver bullet if it's just like it seems like it's picking just any fair value gap that delivered 5 or 10 handles. This one right here, I didn't think that was too obvious. I mean, you could have played it, but let's see how that also delivered 10. But I think that will only really be the silver bullet if we continue upside. Because if we reverse below it, then it was just a fair value gap that price turned, just reacted off of. Brutal price. I guess there we go. Now this is even more of a red flag in my mind when you have this rainbow barcoding rainbow shape. It's like, what the fuck is this? Oh, can't stop yawning. Dollar's still making a little higher high. Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited about this price action. I wonder if we close below this, if we'll come up and use it as an inversion. Dollar stronger. No, that don't kill me. Can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, 'cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now. Probably just log off. I am a little salty about this morning, just because that loss we took right here, still would have been green on the day. So it's like yeah, they were negligible. Okay. It could just do this. Like, yeah, don't try and trade this. I think it's gonna go lower. I think this 1 hour, if you look at the 1 hour, I think we came up, swept this daily, then we broke lower, came down, wicked. The fact that it's failing to come up and take this. Then remember, Powell speaks tomorrow morning, so probably they could just be holding it in consolidation. I mean, even on the 5 minute, look at the 5 minute. It came and this is high, low, came up, broke 5 minute structure, and then it's been like 30 minutes. It's been an hour consolidation after breaking this 5 minute structure. So it looks like closed below, came up, touched the top of it. Dollar still going higher. Yeah, that's another one of the reasons why I was like really moving my stop loss up there, because it was going higher even while we were making these little up and downs. If we take this low, that'll be a break in structure on the 5 minute. Cool. I could see us getting pretty heavy here if we close below this swing low and the dollar keeps going up. I could see it kind of returning back down to this lunch sell side. But do I want to do that? I don't know. These like aren't good. I could do it, but why are you trying to trade this? It's not good conditions, not pretty price. Whoa. It's not what I wanted to do. Looks like on the 5 minute we came right up to the bottom of that candle, created no fair value gap. See if it gets heavy and drops here. Dollar is ripping. I feel like it shouldn't really close above this volume imbalance. I'd want to see it go lower from here. you could like enter, put your stop, maybe up here. Third candle that makes the fair value gap. Well above the volume imbalance. On the 5 minute, this is looking good to reach that, clean up this sell side. And on the 15, there's a much of an inefficiency. It really came in and kind of addressed all the inefficiencies in buy side. These fair value gap, this fair value gap came down, came up, came down. This dollar's still going higher. Yeah, that's whack. Okay. This price ain't pricing. Yeah, again, I'm probably going to log off. I don't really see any setup that looks high probability. I mean, for a second when we got above this new day opening gap, I thought we could see these highs taken. And we entered a trade off of it. And it looks like we were correct and kind of having some skepticism around that trade with the tight stop. Because especially when this order block formed and price came up and then we came down and respected the mean threshold of it, I think we should have. And then we came up and broke above these highs. That is when I was expecting it to really go. And when it didn't, I was just like, no, I'm all set. I'm good. Came back below. It looks like we came up here and respected this 5 minute breaker. Hourly order block. And downside looks like we could clean it up on the 5 minute, but I'm not like, look at this. When it broke here and it broke 5 minute structure, like I would have expected, it came down, came below the swing low, shift in market structure. This candle came up and touched the bottom of that one. So this one, I'm expecting this one to, if this is an immediate rebalance to the downside, this one needs to start expanding. I mean, we have 2 minutes left. It could drop like these 1 minute candles, but we're going to really need to see this 5-minute candle drop if we actually are reaching for the sell side liquidity. If it doesn't do that, I think we're just kind of in a seek and destroy with Powell talking tomorrow. Yeah, like, look, the way we just completely violated this fair value gap. Now we're kind of going up above it, back to the opening range gap. I think it's kind of seek and destroy conditions. This right here, second day we saw just this weird ass price going into 2, and now we know. Big red flag, big red flag. I'll be on tomorrow. Powell's talking in the morning. Is he talking in the morning or afternoon? He's talking in the afternoon. Hopefully we can find a trade that was similar to this morning, but TradingView will actually trigger my profit target when it hits it. It went over it by 2 points. I feel like 1 is like, and for futures it's supposed to be 1. But I bet if it went over more, it would have like finally triggered the quote spread was probably really open right there. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. Cool. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.